What's good, YouTube? Masex back with another video, and today we're continuing the series. Now we're going back to the offensive side of the ball, looking at my favorite position, running backs. I'm still configuring the strength of this class. I'm not too sure. It's October. Even at this point, you still kind of get an idea as far as prospects go and how deep the class is. The depth overall is pretty solid, and there may be a running back from this list that you're about to hear that can make it day one, aka a first round pick, maybe even two. Of course, we're going to have to let this season unfold, but I got some guys for you. I have 7 to be exact. And of course, if you're new to this channel, definitely like and subscribe and support the video. And if you're returning, my OGs, I deeply appreciate the support. But I'm going to save the long intro for another type of video. We just going to hop straight into it. Like I said, I got 7 for you guys, and we're going to take a look at them now. Without further ado, let's get to it. And so we're going to do, per usual, working our way 7 to the number 1 prospect for the position. And at number 7, we got Damon Claiborne out of Wake Forest. Claiborne is a senior, listed at 5'10", 195 pounds. And Damon Claiborne, he's fun to watch. I mean, if you look at his highlight tape, you'd probably think he was a top 3 prospect. Now, Damon Claiborne is a shifty zone runner. That's the tendency style that I label him as. Tempos blocks very well. I think some of his strengths is vision. He's very good cutter, so that cut efficiency is really good. I like that. He has reliable hands and a durable workload history. I don't really get into stats super early in the season like now, but he's off to a great start, very efficient, and he can hit 0 to 60 very fast. And for the running back position, to be honest with y'all, the 10-yard burst, 10-yard splits, I know we use those in combines to measure offensive linemen, but for me, yeah, I want to see the 40-yard dash too, but that 10-yard split should be taken more seriously, because in the NFL at least, you're not going to be running 20, 30 plus yard gains very often. But man, once he plants that foot in the ground and hits stride, it's like he reaches top end speed very quickly. Now, he's under 200 pounds, or at least that's what he's listed at, under 200 pounds. I do worry about that. He doesn't have Devon A-Chain speed, who was sub 190, but he had outlier top end speed, as he was one of the fastest players in all of college football when he came out. Damon Claiborne, though very fast, isn't on that level. So with him being under 200 pounds, I do have my concerns as far as power, especially if we're talking between the tackles and also blitz pickup because of that lack of size. He's definitely round 3, round 4 at this particular moment, with chance to outplay that slot as a committee lead this year. We'll see how Wake Forest does as a whole. They're having an excellent season. All right, moving on up to number 7. We got Kaytron Allen out of Penn State University, listed at 5'11", 217 pounds. Kaytron Allen is a true senior, and the listed at 217 pounds kind of caught my attention. Last year, I believe he was listed close to 230 pounds, so he's definitely downsized, and most likely that's to gain more explosion, more speed, carry less weight. And he's still a powerful runner, so yeah, if you can be more explosive but still maintain most of your power, then of course I'm all for it. But Kaytron Allen, he's a vision tempo grinder with underrated wiggle. That's what I wrote down in my notes. Very patient with his reads. He's the type of running back that you always expect to be very efficient in yards after contact, as he has a big body. I don't think he'll stay sub 220. Probably by the combine, he'll be closer back to 230 pounds. But I feel he has 3-down reliability, very good ball security, and to me, he's that safe floor type of running back. He reminds me of Kareem Hunt, and I bet you his hands are more reliable than what his statistics show. But yeah, he's not the guy that defenses are going to fear with the home run play. He is lacking of explosive plays. Long speed, top end speed isn't his forte, so to speak, but he's that rock solid safe starter. I might be a little bit lower than consensus. I got him at number 6. I see him floating around 4 to 5, so just slightly, and that's because I'm not too sure of his ceiling at this moment, but he is that safe, reliable starter. His ceiling in the NFL is a 15 to 18 touch a game grinder. All right, moving up to number 5, we got Jadarian Price out of Notre Dame, a true junior, listed at 5'11", 209 pounds. And Jadarian Price is one of my highest risers in the entire draft class, not just the running backs. He's an NFL caliber running back. The more games he plays, the more confident I feel with that. He's a slasher with burst and has real receiving utility. He's a space creator on angle and wheel routes. So he is someone that can run the ball, and also I think that his utility as a receiver is what's really going to be valued because of his speed. I also see special teams being his calling card as well. Give this guy space and he's going to make something happen. Lateral quickness is good, and I think he's a day 2 riser if the receiving production and explosive plays hold. My NFL comp for him is Jerick McKinnon. As I said, he's a slasher with real receiving upside. He's a space creator, and he can dig his foot in the ground and get top end speed really quick. If Jadarian Price goes to like a spread, West Coast type of offense, a heavy running back passing game involvement, motions, I think that he'll be able to reach his ceiling. But for right now, like I said, he's a top 5 running back in this class at this moment. All right, we're in the top 4. We got Justice Haynes out of Michigan. True junior, listed at 5'10", 211 pounds. A transfer from Alabama, making an impact already at Michigan. His style is a compact, explosive one-cut back. He has 3-down potential. He has the size and the skill set for that. To me, he has exceptional contact balance and lower body power, some of the best in the class. He's very decisive with his one-cut burst, and he's very patient in zone blocking schemes. Vision's pretty good and has decent hands. He's very comfortable on flare routes, angle routes, and he's a red zone finisher. All what I've named is common characteristics of a 3-down back at the NFL level. Now, I want him to sustain explosive plays through heavy workloads. After transferring from Alabama, this is his first year, in a sense, being the guy. And he's not as efficient as the game goes on. Seems to lose a little bit of that burst and explosion. And right now, he does have a day 2 profile with the round 1 ceiling if the receiving volume and explosives continue to pop. Now, his NFL comp for me, just to give you a visual, is J.K. Dobbins because of the low center of gravity and the contact balance. His best fit at the NFL level is an offensive scheme that's an inside-outside zone blend with RPO and pistol looks. That type of offense, I feel, will allow Haynes to reach his full ceiling. All right, we're in the top 3, baby. And at number 3 is a running back that I've talked about for 2 years now, coming back for his true senior year, and that's Nick Singleton out of Penn State. Bigger running back, 6 foot, 224 pounds. His play style is a vertical burst with track speed slasher. And yes, I made that up, but that's what I wrote down in my notes. He's got track speed, man. He's not Omarion Hampton, but he has a profile similar to Omarion Hampton. Accelerating through the crease is one of the most impressive things that I see. Outside zone fit. And then also, he's a kick return threat. You wouldn't think that a near 230-pound back would be a good returner, but I could definitely see him thriving returning the ball. Actually, last year, he returned one to the house. And I think especially once he gets to the combine in February, that's where he's going to raise his stock because of his size and athleticism combination, like Quinshon Judkins did, for example. Now, I'm old, so I'm going to give you an NFL comp that's going to take it back a little bit for you young ones. And he reminds me of Tevin Coleman out of Indiana. And yes, I know I brought up an IU guy, but that's who he reminds me of. He's a vertical accelerator with track speed, a straight line type of guy, not the most lateral or agile running back. He's north and south, but north and south with top end speed, who could be lethal on outside zones, toss plays, get him in space and allow him to go upfield. Outside zone stretch schemes, perimeter screens, and like I said, the kick return value. Penn State's having a horrible year, but Nick Singleton is definitely doing his thing. Top 2, and at number 2, we got Jonah Coleman out of Washington. Coleman is a senior, listed at 5'9", 228 pounds, so out the gate. If you haven't seen him play and you just hear the height and weight, you think of a bowling ball. You look at his size profile and you're going to instantly think Cam Scatterboo. And yeah, that's what he plays like. He's not much taller than me, but he's about 230 pounds with explosive speed. He's a compact power back with balance. Definitely has that workhorse temperament. He's a running back that you can give 20, 23 touches to and wear out the defense at the end of the game to run out the clock. That's Jonah Coleman. I think in this entire class, he does have the best contact balance, the best leg drive, the best red zone finishing, and he also has reliable hands. Could be the best running back in this class when we look at it in a few years. Long speed breakaway gears, that's not his game. I know at Cam Scatterboo, that was one of the biggest red flags that a lot of people questioned about, and that's why he fell to late day 2. But I think he is Cam Scatterboo with a little bit more juice. Has some fumbling issues. That's a big no-no in the NFL, but he's a very firm day 2 profile that could realistically sneak into the day 1 draft status. But like I said, as far as comps, we're talking Cam Scatterboo, we're talking Dameon Pierce, gap inside zone, downhill run game with play action. That's Jonah Coleman. That's where he'd reach his ceiling. And if you've been following me this season, you know number 1 is Jeremiah Love, the true junior out of Notre Dame, listed at 6 foot even, about 214 pounds. Jeremiah Love is a one-cut burst, home run speed running back that you can also flex out at wide receiver because he's a good route runner and he has good hands. I've heard some Reggie Bush comps. I'm not going to go there with one of my favorite college players of all time, but I can see why, because he has a very similar skill set as Reggie Bush. The explosive acceleration, sharp vision, more specifically in zone schemes. He has the receiver polish, and at the very least, he's going to have some special teams value being a returner. Not very efficient on inside zones. He is somebody that you got to stretch a little bit outside the tackle, but he is the one running back in this class that I see realistically as a day 1, even a top 20 pick. He's not near generational like an Ashton Genty, but he's a legitimate RB1 of a draft class. But he could be a day 1 starter as a rookie, depending on, of course, the team, the scheme fit. And the scheme fit is a zone running back scheme with plenty of running back routes, motions, a creative offensive coordinator that can put him in the slot and do a lot of tricky, fun things because of the home run gear and space, the one-cut burst. And like I said earlier, he can legit run routes and catch balls like a wide receiver. He reminds me of Aaron Jones out of Minnesota, but a little bit more size. All right, there you have it. These are my top running backs so far of the NFL class. Of course, like I always say, everything's fluid. There's going to be some moving around. It's early October. Well, actually, it's mid-October by this point. We got a few more months of college football, so just enjoy the ride. There's going to be a lot of moving around pretty much at every position. And of course, if you made it this far in the video, I deeply appreciate it. Be on the lookout. We got more videos coming. With that being said, subscribe and like the video. Help this reach others. I appreciate the support from my OGs that have been here for a very long time. And with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and bounce up out of here. Like I said, next video coming soon. Hope y'all have a good one, and I'll see y'all in the next video.